Hello YouTube, it's Championdjk coming at you again with an unboxing video, and I got just kind of an interesting one for you today. Just for fun, we're going to open up these cases. As most of the unboxings on this channel, the stuff was ordered by my buddy Diecast. I mention him in every video. He provides a lot of content for me on this channel. I really do appreciate it. I like opening boxes on camera. We're going to go ahead and these are older releases. Well, not that old, but we got Street Freaks 2020 Release 2 from Johnny Lightning. We've got Racing Champions Mint 2018 Release 3. And we have Racing Champions Mint 2020 Release 1. So all of these are about a year old. Or, well, that's like, what, 3 years old? The other two are about a year old. But we're going to just open them up because, you know, there's a chance, I think, that we could score either a White Lightning or a Gold Strike, and wouldn't that be fun? So if you're not familiar with Racing Champions Mint, the chases are Gold Strikes, so they will typically have a gold body, some of them just gold wheels, I don't know. These Racing Champions Mint, for some reason, are just not easy to come by in stores. I think I have one store that carries them in my area, and they get them very sporadically, and that would be a Meyer. Johnny Lightning you can find at Walmart. So let's go ahead and just get into these older cases. We're going to start with the Johnny Lightning, and then we'll do the two Racing Champions. We're going to do this just like I did kind of the rapid unboxing for the M2 stuff. We got 3 cases to go through. We're not going to spend any huge amount of time on any of them. I'm cutting it open here. This one might have been double taped, so there is a chance that this one was peeked in. I'm not sure, but usually if this says this, these were ordered from 3000 Toys, by the way, not sponsored. If it says case, usually you do have a chance at a chase through 3000 Toys, and I have scored chases in cases. So this looks like everything is there. By the way, this is the series with my van in it. Pretty cool. And let's go ahead and take a peek here. So, and there's the first car in the set right there. The dirty old bird. This is the 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner. I like the Street Freaks series because they have kind of sub-series. This is in the off-road series. So these are limited to 2,000 pieces. It's an orange. It's got rubber tires that are brown, muddy. The base is all muddy, and it just looks pretty cool. This is a pretty cool set. Of course, the coolest one that's in here is the Chevy G20 van. Might as well pull that one out right away. If you're new to the channel, or new to my channel and all that, this is something that completely took me by surprise last year to find out that they took my YouTube name, Championdjk, and put it on the license plate of this Johnny Lightning. Some other cool bumper stickers there if you recognize from my channel. 10 Car Tuesday, free the piece. Thanks from Johnny Lightning, it says right there, which is pretty awesome. And my other car is an Auto World, which is great. And they knew I love this casting, which is also fantastic. So shout out to Mike at Round2 for designing this and going ahead and getting it put out. It's just pretty amazing. So that is really cool. And this is Diecast. So I kind of hoarded that, of course, because it's got my stuff on there. All right, next is in lightning yellow, the 2000 Nissan Skyline B&R 34. Carbon fiber hood. Looks pretty cool. The Skyline casting is fairly nice. When the stance is done correctly. I would like them to it would be cool if they refresh this tool, though. And wouldn't mind seeing a Skyline in auto. I know Skylines have been out in like a lot of different brands. It'd be cool to see them do one for Auto World, like true 164. So this one is limited to 2,600 pieces. That means that it was available in a straight pack to hobby dealers as well, a solid pack. This one's pretty cool. This is the Ford LTD Crown Victoria for Demolition Derby sub-series, limited to 2,000 pieces. What a cool thing. That's what's fun about Johnny Lightning, is they do all this fun stuff like this. You won't see this in, pretty much any other brand. They do some wacky stuff. and just some really neat things, and that just makes the brand fun to collect. So next is in the Spoilers series. This is the 1967 Plymouth Barracuda in deep water blue. That's a pretty blue. And of course the subset is the Spoiler series with the, the no hoods with the engine just popping up there. And looking pretty cool indeed as well. There's that one. And I gotta be careful here when we're looking, because the White Lightnings in this series are just white bases. So they're kind of hard. This one's wacky, but really cool. This is the 1976 Olds Cutlass. And this one is in the, of course, the Zingers series, which it's crazy, man. The Zingers series is just popular. People love Zingers. Shout out to Dumas RLC. But anyway, yeah, people, and shout out to Radar 468 as well. People just love Zingers. I'm not huge into them, but they are pretty cool. So there you go. In the Zingers line, which is pretty much like Spoilers, with that crazy raked stance to it. All right, Racing Champions. An interesting reboot by Round 2 was Racing Champions. These toolings, some of them are really cool, some of them are a little not that cool, in my opinion. But there we go. Let's just check out what we got. All right, first up is the 1971 Plymouth Barracuda. And, I love Round 2. I love what you guys do. Great Johnny Lighting. Love it. Awesome. Love Auto World, of course, is my favorite. But this Racing Champions, some of these, what is going on with this? Well, for one, there's a QC issue, I think. I don't know. But it's made to look little wheel up front, big wheel in the back. It's all metal, I believe. I don't know if something's wrong with this, or is this actually supposed to sit like that? Anyway, Racing Champions toolings are just a little weird. Some of them are. Some of them are really cool. So these are limited to 2,000 pieces. Let's just get on with it here. It'd be cool if we scored a chase. This Chevelle casting is pretty nice. This is the 1967 Chevelle SS. The odd thing is too, I think there's some toolings that are shared between Racing Champions and Johnny Lightning. I'm just kind of looking at the base just to see if this one has a Johnny Lightning logo on the base. Sometimes you will see that. This one does not. So oftentimes too, the Racing Champions castings that were tooled specifically for Racing Champions do have extra little parts. Some of them have like plastic bumpers and stuff. Plastic insert for the grill and all that. This is not a bad looking Chevelle. I don't know. It looks like there's maybe a stance issue there. I don't know. Once you get it out, ooh, that was loud. Once you get it out of the package, maybe you can fix it. I'm not sure. All right. Next, oh yeah, and the card art's really nothing too crazy. Just pretty basic. The 1986 Chevrolet El Camino. This casting is pretty wacky as well. It's got a ton of cover on it. I don't know if that comes off or not. Just look at the base. It's very narrow. Yeah, hood opens on this one. I don't know. I think hood opens on all these actually. But there's that. Let's see here. This one's rad. That's a cool tooling, and that's a cool release. I've got this one in my collection, and it's a van, right? It's a Chevy van, 1975 Chevy van. It's fairly close in size and stuff to the G20 from Johnny Lightning. It's not the same tooling, but it's pretty close to the same kind of size and stuff. And it looks good. I have a few versions of this van, and I like them. I love this, 70s paint job on the side of this thing. It looks fantastic. All right, so that's a really cool one. I really like that release. This is kind of cool too, this 1940 Ford pickup. That's the other thing I should say about Racing Champions is they do tend to run a little bit larger than 1/64 scale for some castings, and I believe this would fall under that. But it's a different one. Ford pickup. Looks kind of cool. Red and black. Not bad. And then lastly, the Chevy Nova SS, which this one's a pretty nice tooling as well. Again, larger than 164 for sure, but I think it's pretty cool. So no gold strike or chase car in this one, I do not believe. So let's go ahead and move on to the next. '20 release 1, and I think chases are pretty rare to get because I think they're limited to 20 or 2% of the production line. So let's go ahead and slicer. Paper's intact. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting to some really cool stuff. Look at that pretty car. I like this casting. This is the an 86 Buick Regal T type, and it is awesome. It's a really nice casting. I believe it's been released in both Johnny Lightning and Racing Champions over the years. I think it's seen releases in both, but I believe it was originally tooled for Racing Champions, and I might be wrong. I'm just kind of guessing, but yeah, I've got a few examples of this casting in my collection, and I really do like it. I think I've got like maybe 5 or 6 different examples. I actually don't have this one. This I would maybe add it to my collection, I think. So pretty cool. All right, Chevy Chevelle SS 396. 1970 Chevelle. What was the Chevelle we saw before? It was a 1967. So this is a different tooling, and this one, I believe, is specific to Racing Champions. It does have an opening hood. And not a terrible looking car. Next is, okay, this is a gold strike. This is a chase, and you know what? It is a cool looking chase. This has got to be a chase, right? Look at that. I think this regular car actually looks really cool too, and I was thinking about picking it up. This is the Bill Grumpy Jenkins 1966 Chevy Nova SS, and look at that fantastic gold strike. This is awesome. So this one does have the gold rims, and it has the gold body. And the original car, shoot, I think the original one's red. And I remember seeing it. It just looks really cool. It just looks absolutely fantastic, and man, this gold strike looks actually pretty awesome as well. That is a cool one to score. So that's awesome, bud. I'm glad you scored that one. That would be a keeper for me for sure. But yeah, she is a beaut. That's awesome. All right, so cool. I'm glad we scored a chase out of here. That is really neat. The next one here is interesting. This is the 1969. The last two in this case, actually, I believe, are interesting, or 3. We have 3 yet. Pretty interesting cars, and it made me actually think about getting a set of these for myself. I don't care about the Chevy Nova, but I like the Buick. And this car, I'm kind of on the fence about as well. So this is the Mercury Cougar, which I was looking close at this because it looks like it's got the wheels that were used in the old Ertl Vintage American Muscle line. And I thought maybe it was the Cougar casting from that Ertl set. And I'm not sure, but it appears that it might be, minus the base. And I wish I should have got this car out to look at. And it is not like immediately accessible. Or is it? Are we going on a tangent, guys? I think we are, because I need to find out something. And I'm sorry to drag this on, but maybe this will be interesting to you. Hopefully it is. If it's not, oh well. Okay, cool. All right, so this clears it up for me. It is not the same tooling. And I should have known that right away because there's no lines for the trunk opening. Here's the one I was talking about. And this one also has a side mirror, and the base is very detailed. This is a Ertl Vintage American Muscle. If you're not familiar with these are just amazingly done cars if you can find them in good shape. And you know, there was a little, some of them had some zinc pest issues, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So you got to get sort of lucky to find these in great shape. But yeah, this is a beautiful release. And I was hoping that this would be that casting, but it's not. It is, I guess, the legit Racing Champions casting. And hopefully you were able to hear me all right, because I just forgot to clip my mic back on. All right, anyway. This thing's way cooler than this thing, but this thing does actually look pretty good. And it's got the wheels. The wheels are definitely from Ertl, I think. All right. Next is the Ford Thunderbird. And this is a pretty crazy looking casting. Definitely larger than 1/64 scale. It actually looks quite huge. But not a bad ad, and just something different, you know, to put in the collection. And I think it's pretty well done. And not too bad. So these are all limited to 2,000 pieces. We got one last one here. And now this one, this is another one. And I'm like, this has got to be the Ertl casting. This is the 1962 Pontiac Catalina. And it is. So this one, guys, is worth getting. I'm telling you that. They're really nice. So the stance is looks a little crazy on this, but they all kind of do. But this is so this is the Ertl Vintage American Muscle casting. And I am sorry, but I got to set you down one more time, because I don't know why I didn't just grab this, but sorry about it. Let me grab one. So I've got one of the, I've got two examples of this actually. And here's this one in brown. So I've also got it in white. It's kind of got a gasser stance to it, just like this one does. So maybe that's just, you know, a systemic problem here with this casting. But there you go, all the details there. These are plastic bits on the bottom here that are covering the screws. And just a lot of added detail. And then also on these castings, you get the boot opens in addition to the bonnet. So that is really cool. And that is this casting. So let's see it in Racing Champions line. They've snuck a couple of these toolings into these Racing Champions series, and it's really cool. So I got to figure out what all they have released that they've used the old Ertl Vintage American Muscle castings in, because I want them. So this one I will probably try to get. Probably try to scoop this up. And I'll probably try to scoop up the regular of this one too. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So the top three for this video, of course, I am biased, but that's got to be the number one, right? You know, Free the Peace, Championdjk. But this gold strike is quite striking. And then I really like that Ertl casting. That's really cool too. Oh, and of course, the Buick Regal. The set before that 2018 set, I guess we did have one cool one that I liked, and that was this one here. So, not bad. Kind of an interesting video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys very much for watching. We stretched this out to 20-ish minutes, and it's okay. It's fine. We went over some cool stuff. All right. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.